It took the police just a week to turn their gazes to Marlene. In the news, she appeared composed, clutching a tea mug and blinking back tears. The reporters fixated on the word stalker. How for months, Marlene's whole circle of book club friends had whispered about the strange messages, the taunting phone calls, the trembling glimpses of a faceless form outside windows after dusk. Marlene was the first to say it out loud, suggesting the same relentless watcher haunted them all. Inside her home, Marlene moved as though nothing had soured. The scent of baked bread drifted from her spotless kitchen, mingling with the sharp tang of bleach. The blood had been scrubbed from the hardwood, but she still stared at the floor sometimes, seeing their shadows positioned just the way they'd fallen. Judith slumped beside the fireplace. Erin collapsed in the reading nook. Sylvia flung across the coffee table with a broken teacup in her hand. At first, the thrill of blame shifting came easy. The detective, a thin man with nervous eyes, listened at her kitchen table as Marlene recounted how they had gathered that night for a reading of Rebecca, the wine flowing, nerves frayed, how the power went out, plunging them into jittery darkness, how the stalker taunted them, whispered through walls, moved silently up the stairs. No one saw his face, she said, but sometimes it felt as if he was standing just behind her, icy breath dampening her neck. Whenever police pressed for specifics, Marlene borrowed snippets from novels, locked rooms, red herrings, a trail of muddy footprints left by someone who never existed. She was cautious, never too dramatic, always a little unhinged, the perfect victim. Night crept in, and with it came the familiar chill of guilt, a metallic flavor behind her teeth, a prickle at the edge of sleep. Sometimes just before dozing off, she swore she heard Sylvia's laugh from behind the curtains, or the scratch of Judith's favorite pen across unseen pages. Shadows on the patio glass swayed as if someone waited outside, breath clouding the pane. When the newest officer, a young woman with crow-black hair, asked quietly what she remembered most from that night, Marlene hesitated for the first time. She glanced to the hallway, where a bookshelf loomed, every title a silent witness. He whispered, Marlene finally said. He said we were all already dead. The officer's mouth twitched in sympathy, but her eyes held a knowledge that made Marlene's skin prickle. That night, after the house emptied of visitors and police tape, Marlene listened closely. There was a low voice in the walls, soft as moth wings, repeating her story back to her, word for word. Only now the words were beginning to change, twisting in the dark, telling a version she did not write. Outside, the wind battered her windows, and Marlene realized she was no longer certain whether the stalker she created was imaginary at all, or if somehow she had spoken him into being, and now he hunted her with invisible steps.